Shall
Okay,
should we do some workout?
maybe. Just
I
maybe.
mean, we can just cat cow for half an hour.
Oh my God, that would be great. Let's do that.
Well, let's cat cow. So
Okay.
while you're cat cowing, right? I have just posted the workout, but I will go over it verbally. You can have a look at it visually in a minute. It is squat day.
Oh, fucking excellent.
Well, the good news is it's a single leg squat day. So you can go as
Even
intense,
better.
even better.
Even better.
3 times total, or rounds, if you will, sets of 5 split squats per leg. This can be with your foot elevated, that's Bulgarian, or foot down, which is, I think, what we do most of the time, followed by 10 squats, like just 10 two-footed squats, right? So we're just working through a low volume of single leg work, followed by a slightly higher volume of good old-fashioned two-footed squat. We're going to follow this with 10 side lying reach throughs. We've done these before, but I'll review them again. A little side plank with some rotation. It could just also be a side plank hold for anyone who's that rotation's feeling a little bit rough. And we're doing that per side. Okay. Finally, the second piece of the workout is 4 sets of 8 per side reverse lunges. We can add knee raise if we're feeling fancy. So that's 16 total, 8 per side, followed by 10 push-ups into a down dog. That's more a yoga flowy thing. So less push-up, more down dog, and 10 tuck-ups. Right. After your cat cows, let's go ahead and have you do your bird dogs unless you did them already. So we're extending opposite arms, leg. Your time with these, keep fighting your balance. You can use both limbs or just the legs. Sometimes just the legs feels a little better. After these bird dogs, if your instinct is to go into child's pose, that's often what typically happens. That's fine. Big hips back. You can spread out the knee if you want to. Take a few breaths with your hands facing forward. Let's go ahead and take your hands and walk to the right. So we're stretching the left side. When you're ready, come back to center and we'll go the opposite direction. So reaching to left to stretch the right. And from here, we're going to take a kneeling position. And what I'm going to do is my bottom leg, so my left leg here, I'm going to squeeze that butt cheek first. And then if that's a stretch in of itself, I'm going to stay here. If I feel pretty good, I might lean forward to add a little extra stretch. And then the opposite, I'm going to go ahead and send my left hip back to stretch my right hamstring. You could be gentle with this one. My knee's bent to protect my hamstring because it's tight. That's fine. I'm going to oscillate between shifting forward and gently shifting back onto that left hip to stretch that hamstring. We're going to do this 3 to 5 times. You could be gentle in either direction. So respect the range of motion that your body's telling you. Once you have that, we can switch legs. So finding that kneeling position on the opposite side. Oh, this hip's worse. It's okay to notice if you have a hip that's worse or hamstring that's tighter. Worse is a strong term. Feels a little tighter. But the big thing is squeezing your butt prior to shifting your weight forward, right? The butt squeeze is a kind of an assessment before shifting forward. There you go. When you have those 3 to 5 reps per side, you may come to a standing position. I know, depending where you are. Let's start with some air squats. So this is just a check-in. So really we're looking how the hips, knees, ankles are feeling. I do want the chest to remain tall. So I want you to imagine a name tag. Someone should be able to see it across the room from you. And ultimately, get your shoulder width apart, give or take. You can go a little wider, a little narrower, or your chest up. If it helps have the hands forward, you can. If not, you can keep them nice and close. But I want you squatting down and standing up 10 times, just seeing what's going on. Keep those toes and heels down. There you go. Yeah.
See, I have a name tag on today.
You do have a name tag on today. You can be a name tag or a logo.
It
Like,
says, it says fitness goals, pet more dogs, so.
I mean, yes.
Well.
Speaking of dogs, I have a photo for you guys later.
Okay.
Wait, the best part of the unicorn suit was me going. Every time I saw a dog. Now, some dogs were deathly afraid of the unicorn, and
Yeah.
some dogs were like, "Oh, hi." And it was great.
The dogs would be a little bit nervous with a big. That's a lot.
It was a lot. I was trying not to scare them. I was just like quietly puppy, but some of them would be like, "Oh yeah, hey, come on, let's play with the unicorn."
I'm surprised one of them didn't like bite through and
Nobody tried to.
Oh.
It was great.
glad to hear it. Let's go ahead and then finally, right before we kind of get into anything else, we're going to just do some reverse lunges, just again to warm the single leg piece. We are going to be in split squats, which mildly different, but I do want to make sure our balance is feeling okay. So having you step back, you can alternate these for now. 10 total, stepping back. Back knee may or may not touch the ground. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. Okay. Just finding your balance. If you need to hang on something, you can. That's okay. For the first working piece, which we're going to kind of seamlessly transition into in a second, you are welcome to add weight. If you're going to do your first round unloaded, just first, sure, that's awesome. That's what you're welcome to do so. If you're like, hey, I'm totally okay to add some weight right off the bat, you can. So I'm going to add weight just for demonstration's sake, but you don't have to right now. The split squats and the goblet squats are meant to be done with the same weight. Okay, so I happen to have a kettlebell here next to me, but you can use a dumbbell or whatever you're carrying. And the goblet position is just, it's just so you're gonna hold that at your chest. So my split squats, I'm doing 5 per side. So I'm gonna have my leg kicked back. I'll do my 5 split squats, staying over my right leg, right? With my 5, I'll switch. I know it's not 5, but use your imagination. You do 5, and you come back to standing, and then you do 10. Okay. So the idea is we're doing a total of 20 reps. Now that 20 reps total, because you're doing 5 per side plus 10, is too much. Bring it down to 4 and 4, and maybe 8 or less, right? On the goblet squats. So you can adjust the volume or the weight. So let's start with that first and foremost. Either unweighted or lightly loaded. So unlike the lunge, I know it's a bit confusing. Keep that back leg behind you. And let's do our 5 split squats per leg. For anyone who wants to lift their back foot, we've done that before as well. Okay. Your knee can track forward if you're comfortable with that, as long as your heel stays down, generally speaking. All right. Whatever your body feels comfortable with. 5 per side, followed by 10 two-footed squats. Whether you have weight in hand or not, it's up to you. Side lying reach throughs, just as a quick demonstration. So side lying is your side plank. So knee can be down or up. The reach through, my hands above my shoulder. So I'm making a line from my left hand, left shoulder, right shoulder, elbow. I'm going to reach through just a little bit past this halfway point of my body then come back up. I'm not rotating so far that my hips drop away from me. So my hips are still gonna face the camera while I reach. We're doing 10 per side or just a good old fashioned side plank. If we're gonna do the side plank, let's do 20-second hold-ish per side. Okay. If you're feeling like you're able to, you cannot wait to the reach through, you don't need a huge amount of weight here. A pound or two, maybe up to 5, but some people use 10. 10 is probably a bit much for me, but that top hand can be loaded. So once you've completed your 5 per side split squats, your 10 goblet squats, or 10 squats, 2-footed, the side lying reaches or side plank, 20-second side plank, you do it again and again and again until you do 3 times total. You just did 1 round. More of a question, Meg. When you're squatting, like you are now,
I have a really hard time because of my toes.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, those. So shifting.
Myself a break because I know those aren't low enough, like they could be lower, etc. But I definitely haven't done them in a while, and I can
It's
tell.
okay. I was just asking. So it's higher than normal. That makes sense? Like,
Yeah, it's definitely higher than I would normally go right now, sorry. But I'm definitely feeling it in my toes, and I thought it was better to just go here than to.
yeah, I prefer the weight more midfoot. I don't need the weight in the toes per se. The toes are helping out. They're giving,
Oh,
but
there we go. I guess I could do that. That's
and
sort of
you're,
midfoot, and I can get a little lower.
yeah, and sometimes too, like your stance doesn't have to be long. It could be nice and short. Because that back leg isn't really adding anything to the squat itself. It's okay to kind of, that back foot can be as forward or as back as you want. I tend to be a little short on my stance because that's my personal setup. But no, it's great. Most of it's just a question. See how you
No,
feel.
that was good because before it was like most of the stress was on the back leg, and when I shortened the stance, then it was, oh, there we go.
Yeah, sometimes the back leg really wants to help, right? And that's a valid thing. But every time I go unilateral, I try to, and we're not lifting, if you're not doing Bulgarian where you lift the leg completely, like eliminate it almost altogether. Your opsilum wants to help. It's a normal response. And so by shortening the stance, it makes it weird to help.
Yeah.
You're handicapping that leg. You're just saying like, hey, leg, that you're not going to be helpful here. Thanks for trying.
My team must be on the thingies already because she's gone.
Maxine she's disappeared into her magician's hat. She's gonna pop up like a rabbit.
I'm doing my side plank thingies.
I know. I was just hoping you'd pop up with rabbit ears next. Bing.
Don't forget, we should get like face masks and stuff like that when she pops out and be like, ta-da.
I have a suggestion for you, Maxine, and this is a personal request. Having a costume box on the floor, and every time you come up from the floor, having something different on.
That's
On
brilliant.
nose, rabbit
Yeah,
ears.
or like bunny ears, or like the mustache thing, like the mustache and the
Yeah.
Anyway, just
I'm into that idea. Okay.
put it out there. Just
Yeah.
like start collecting bits and bobs and see if you go.
We're gonna make this happen.
And every time you pop up, we'll be like, what does Maxine have now? No, that seems like a lot of work. I feel like maybe it takes away from your workout, but that's okay.
Well, that's okay.
Or brings joy, either way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's my whole thing. I bring the fun and
Look, wait.
You know what I'm wearing?
They look like kitty ears.
yeah,
And I got kitty ears that I got from one of the Kona. These
we
are
wore those in Kona. They light up,
they're lit up. It's just bright in here, so
I guess. Kirstie, we had this whole outfit for cheering on Meg and Kona. It was amazing. It included those ears,
What's amazing?
which were super fun at night.
Yeah.
For you, just kidding.
We brought you joy.
Brought me so much fucking joy. So much joy. My fitness goal for next time at Kona is to be less, shut the fuck up, I'm doing the best I can here.
And enjoy our amazing outfits.
I did enjoy
Streaming
that.
by on an e-bike.
I mean, that was Nikki was in that space, like the happy space when he was like partway through the run. I'm not sure who he saw, but he gives someone a hug. And then later he's like, I think I have hypothermia. I was like, I think you do too. You should stop. I roll.
Poor Nikki.
You can both enjoy it and have it and irritate the living shit out of you, you know.
Those
30
things
second
can
time.
coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two emotions can exist in the same space.
But you can appreciate and have it annoy the shit out of you. The light up e-bikes blazing past you going, come on, pick it up. That, yeah.
Too bad you can't draft in triathlon. Just saying.
That was a shut the fuck up moment. Definitely. Oh, sorry, this is, good thing I rate this video not for kids.
Well, if kids are watching this, that is fine.
Go them, right?
That's on them.
No, the reason I do rate it not for kids is because it takes 3 days for it to be approved if you say it's okay. Which is a good thing.
Well, that's fair. I mean, they're just confirming the content. I would say
It's not rated for, you know, like, it's not, yeah. It's just not rated for young kids.
yeah, that's fair.
By the way, who would be 5 and want to watch old ladies bitch about waiting? Oh, sorry, 1 old lady and 2 young ladies.
No, I would get that. Either way.
I'm sorry, my kitty ears fell off while I was lifting.
No.
But so
Unacceptable, Meg.
actually hang on them. See, I'll show you. Well, I'll put them back quick. Well, Maxine's doing her lunges, but see, this is my Kona swim medal. This is the seed necklace that you get at the finish that I always wanted until they put it on my neck and went, holy shit, that hurts. And then there's my medal and my hat and my kitty necklace.
That's amazing.
I love that.
So my whole Kona pimento.
Aw.
Or memento, as other people like to say.
Did you say pimento?
Yes.
That's awesome.
When I was little, I used to always say, this is a pimento of this trip. And my mother would be like, that's not what it means. And I was like, I know. So good.
I like that. I'm gonna start using that. It's my
All
pimento.
right, I'm gonna need a example of this side reverse lunge knee raise because this sounds like disco dancing.
It could be a disco dance. I'm a big fan of a dance. I'm just saying, look, as long as here's my only rule. You can't dance with weight in your hand or on your back.
Fair.
That's like, you can have a dance party anytime. But
Now
having
challenge that.
slightly of a loaded barbell, you can't like no rotate. No.
Yeah, no.
Seems
It's
like
not. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There's can and there's should.
those are two very different things. Essentially, look, this is unweighted. So this is really just a bit of a reverse lunge, which you already practiced, and a knee raise which is a little bit of balance. That's all. So it's not as fancy as it sounds. Try to get myself in the screen.
This is what my PT gives me when she wants me to fall over and then she gets a giggle. We're on.
Don't fall over.
No, I'm not.
That's cool. But you're gonna step back, all right? And then you can either bring your foot together and then raise a knee, or you can skip this foot down piece. So you can skip it in either direction. So you could skip it here, or you can skip it on the way down. Whoop, speaking of double, right? So you can skip in both directions, doesn't matter which one, but your touch point's in the middle. So whether you're skipping it as you go up or down, or both, there's no wrong answer. So if you're gonna fall over, find your touch point in the middle. And let's have you do 8 reps. Your back knee does not need to touch the ground. Okay, it can, but it doesn't have to for the lunge. I would say if you're practicing the removing a touch point, just remove it in one direction. So touch the foot coming up and then not down, or down, not up. Unless you like both, which is fine with me. Once you've done your 8 reps per side, push-ups into down dog. Again, this is kind of part work, part stretch. The down dog have a bent knee, all that good stuff. And you can assist the push-up with your hands elevated. Still give me a down dog regardless, right? Or a tabletop position. Knees are welcome on the push-up. Can't, actually, how's the shoulder for push-ups? We good now?
I mean, it's not great for push-ups, but I can
Let's
just do something. I'm good. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Well, the other suggestion I'd say, if possible, maybe just plank down dog. So plank position hold and a gentle down dog stretch. That works as well. We can also do some pulling, Maxine, if it feels better to pull than to push.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. 10 of these push-up down dog pieces, followed by 10 tuck-ups. So we're going to stay on the floor for this piece. I'm going to lay down. Right, so I'm going to reach, you can't quite reach, but you get the idea. Then you're going to bring your hands to your heels. Oop. And then come back. If that's too much, take your right hand, bring it to your left heel. Right? Or good old fashioned sit up. For anyone who's just like, I can't do that, no thank you. Okay, sit up to baseline. Next option is going to be opposite hand, opposite heel, opposite foot. Right, bringing your shoulders off the ground, or 2 feet. 10 reps. And for anyone dealing with head and neck tension issues, we can go back to our dead bugs where we're laying flat on the ground. Right, so if we don't lift the head up in any way. Lovely. Resting as needed. That's round 1. You're completing a total of 4. Right, and so resting as you need. So between movements, you can add weight to things. I would say probably mostly here in this case the lunge and knee raise, but you might not need it. The balance is the larger factor of the two. Good. And it doesn't apply to the current group, but for anyone adding weight to this reverse lunge and knee raise, you're going to add the weight to your standing leg. So the leg that you are not raising your knee on. Right? That's kind of how I would suggest doing that. And noticing any particular imbalances just in terms of stability or muscular endurance per side is super helpful.
I am rocking it, baby.
Yeah, you are. I would say only minus points would be is no unicorn outfit. That's all I'm missing.
Okay. I can take that.
That's my only feedback,
Okay.
my professional opinion.
That's a very hard move for me. It's between the big toe planting and the hip stability. I know that's a challenging move for me. So I'm really proud of that.
No, it's a
Probably a lot of PT progress right there.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I can't wait to tell her today.
And like loading your big toe is a big thing. Like that's not just in triathlon, although it's certainly part of it. But being able to load the big toe, arthritis aside, so that's a different thing if you like
Arthritis in my one big toe. That's why.
Right. So there's sort of there are scenarios where that's not an option, and that's understandable, but for most people, or a healthy foot, loading your big toe will prevent that bunion, as well as allow you to continue loading upwards. So ankle, knee, and hip in kind of mechanically advantaged positions. So once you have we have order of operations, 8 per side. Reverse lunges and knee raises, 10 push-ups into a down dog, or a plank into a down dog. We need to change that to something less shouldery or change the plane, you can do so. Followed by 10 tuck-ups, dead bugs, alternate tuck-ups, any of the above. Basically, it's a core piece. Go, finding your balance, take your time. Doing a total of 4. I think you've at least completed 3, perhaps.
This is the start of 4 for me.
Start of 4. Sorry, there you go. I was gonna say, counting is never my strong suit.
I'm not good at it either. I get lost,
Yeah, it's tough.
especially in the pool. Which one am I on?
It's Meg's favorite question.
How many yards is this?
How do I tell what interval? Wait, what is it? You mean that big clock on the wall?
Fucking big clock on the wall, people.
See, that makes too much sense, Meg. Why would you use the thing that is designed for the thing you're doing? Never.
I don't care if you look at your watch, just don't spend like 5 minutes between intervals staring at it. Then you have a 5-minute rest, people.
I mean, look, I'm not one to judge. When I was counting how many rounds I did, anything above 3, I'd be like, what's after 3? I don't wait. Is it 5, 10? Like, I just can't, especially under duress. There's no way I'm counting.
Yeah. So foggy.
Yeah, it's particularly bad. Counting after 3 under duress is
Hard.
It's not impossible. It's just very challenging.
Challenging.
Yes.
Especially when people are talking. Just kidding.
Well, especially when you're trying to not fall over.
Exactly.
I can sing if you want, Meg. You don't want me to sing.
They're humping rabbits number 4. I'm not gonna fall, even if you try to make me money. Ha!
It sounds like the response is almost like, I got you. Ha, I didn't lose.
I did not fall over.
Yeah. I have to say, I've never been when I get really, like, I go to a dark place, I start just doing math, which I know is the one of things go bad. I just start doing basic arithmetic. I just start counting.
So I remember hearing or reading something that like it was something to do with public speaking. Like if you feel like you're getting emotional or like emotionally overwhelmed, if you start just doing basic math, like switches your brain and kind of shuts down that like I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it works.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mostly it's because I don't want to think about how much pain I'm in. So I just start doing math because my
yeah,
brain hurts when I do math. So then I just do math instead.
yeah. So no, there's something to that.
Well, part of it too is I just think I remember just being heavily undertrained for that particular climb and just being like, well, I knew it was like above 10% for multiple kilometers. And I was like, so this isn't going to change. As long as I don't unclip, I'm fine. If I
Right.
just clipped in and I keep moving forward, I'll be fine.
Oh my
In order
God.
to do that, I can't look up and be like, I have 4 more kilometers of this. Are you freaking kidding? So I just started adding weird numbers and
Yeah. 2 + 1 is 3. 5 + 2 is 7.
right. And then I'd
2
like go
is
up in
10.
7 and 9 and weird numbers. So it's okay. It was one day. It was the hardest day of that trip in Slovenia. And then I did this trip and it was like 4.5K of that. I was like, never mind. Maybe training is helpful.
It's helpful. Look at that.
Look at that.
Shocking.
Who would have thought?
Beautiful. How I know we had, well, I would say probably more literally speaking, heavily loaded on the front end, right? The split squats and goblet squats. And then the sideline reach throughs are just a little, lat piece, little side piece here. And then this second piece is more balance E, right? So a little more gymnastics, balance stuff, a little bit of core work. Good work today. You did it.
Might not look like much, but I'm feeling it. But then again, I haven't been coming to strength for a little while. I've been
Yeah,
doing
me too.
a lot of mobility, but still.
But
That's okay. That was challenging enough to be a good reintroduction. Thank you, coach.
welcome. And this
Agreed.
is something that you can make as hard as you want. So if you've been doing this and you want to add some load to it, by all means, but there's no need to make it harder. So
If I ever get to a place where the side reverse lunge with the knee raise gets load, we are popping bottles, baby, because I couldn't even do one without falling. I had to do those in a door frame or we have she's got the big weight rack and I'd have to be in the middle so that if I had to grab, because I have arthritis in my big left toe. So in
Oh,
addition to my weird hips, that actually just throws my hips off more.
mhm.
And that puts a lot of stress. And then the not having the firm toe plant really doesn't help my running stride. It actually, so anyway, that's a big thing we've been working on for like a year. So there you go.
Nice.
yeah, if you don't have the use of your big toe, full
That's,
use anyway,
yeah.
you basically lost a big portion of your balance.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you learn and adapt and figure out how to make it work for you. But it's one of those things where without it, the balance becomes much, much harder. And there's a reason we have our foot's a tripod, and one of the tripods is your big toe, right? Without that, that's how the bunion develops. That's like
Oh,
it's a I think it was initially described, I think, as something like as an additional bone growth. And it's now, I think, being reframed in PT and in that world as like a long-term dislocation. Like you're dislocating the toe this way, as opposed to growing out. So
right.
but your feet are arthritis aside, distinctly resilient. Like if you give them a chance, they'll come back. They'll like
Mhm.
your toes go up like this, like bing.
Yeah.
It has good days about it. Maxine, you have to check the chat. Rob,
Okay.
just
Yeah, you do.
sure.
I'm gonna send a photo of Tonka. Her name's Tonka. She's basically a bowling ball.
Oh, I love her already.
She's like,
Rob just texted that this morning, and that was my reply while we were working out.
I realized, Maxine, I may not have your number. Do I have your number?
What?
No, I must.
How many would you like? I can give them all to you.
I'm gonna send it to Meg, and then Meg, can you start a group chat so we can send silly, cute things?
And
I love that.
But
Why
I'm
not
gonna
have your
take a photo
number?
of
Let me
Tonka.
see.
Tonka's a little, well, she's not so little. She's like,
you guys, I actually
Kirstie Young.
have
Yeah, I've got
Young
you.
and
Yeah.
Maxine Bailey chat already. I'm adding Nikki too, just so we can
right,
do that.
lovely. All right. Oh, there we are. Okay, I'll add the photo to
Wow.
that. Does that
No,
feel
I'm adding it right now.
okay? Great. Anyway, I want to just, this is Tonka. Just look at her face.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at her.
Look at her.
She is as round as she looks.
I love her. Oh my God. Whose dog is this?
This is one of the owners of the gym I work out.
Oh my
He's or one
God.
of their I guess they co-own, whatever. One of the guys who's rented to the gym I work at.
Tonka. Oh,
And he's amazing. Like she's just this little bowling ball of a dog.
ugh,
So,
love her.
and when she,
Oh my God, that's the best ever. That was my primary care saying they had a cancellation for today if I wanted to come in today instead of 9 o'clock tomorrow, which is great because then that doesn't F with my ride tomorrow.
Yay.
I was having a little like, oh my God, how am I gonna get it all done? You know,
yeah,
Yeah, I'm familiar with that feeling.
I know you are, but you know.
no, it's great when things line up like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's awesome.
usually I block out all of my workouts so that they're not appointments, but I was really trying to get in a couple of doctor's appointments before I go to cause, especially after the last trip. And
Yeah.
whatchamacallit. So anyway, I took whatever they had.
Yeah.
And it was really well. So tomorrow I have PT, dentist, and doctor.
Oof.
And usually Wednesday's just to swim. So I thought that was okay, but Julie shuffled this week around because of my travel. So it was like,
Mhm.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I don't plan a week ahead, I'm F. Well,
Cozumel,
and Sunday, you know.
no, yeah, same. I had to put them in or else I end up booking myself and I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. And I only have myself to blame. So it's not like I can be like, my boss is an asshole.
I say that all the time. My boss is such an asshole.
The worst.
I am my boss.
I know. Me too. Good work today. Let me know guys how you're feeling. And I hope to see you both. I know workout aside, hopefully, fingers crossed. See you both next week. And if you think of anything else, you're free.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kirstie.
Welcome.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, Maxine. Love.
Bye.